Hello everybody, hope everybody's doing great today. Appreciate those of you watching this video. I hope you enjoy it, and this video finds you guys in high, or girls, finds you in high spirits. Today, I'll be talking about this movie called Jagun Jagun. I found it on Netflix. It says it's an African movie. I don't know what continent it's from. I don't know what country it is from in Africa. It just says African movie. However, it just says it's a Nollywood movie. I never heard of Nollywood. I've heard of Bollywood. I never heard of Nollywood, so I imagine that might be the equivalent of a Hollywood in Africa. But I don't know. Does Nollywood mean it's from Nigeria? I'm not sure. If you know, leave a comment below. I'll be interested to find out what it is. Anyway, so let's talk about Jagun Jagun. Like I said, this is my first time watching a movie from the continent of Africa. If you're new to the channel, I do like watching shows and movies from all over the world. I find them interesting. I like to learn more. You learn a lot about a country's culture through their movies or literature. Well, I guess you say movies or literature too, right? So that's why I like watching movies from different countries, just to get the idea of what kind of culture they come from. And so that's why, I don't know. That's why I like watching movies from different countries. If you're somebody who's interested in, maybe expanding your experience like me, you want to know more about different countries and maybe shows that you never heard of before, subscribe. I do also occasionally will cover the big blockbusters from America. I do cover American shows as well and movies, so you get a large variety of stuff on this channel. So anyways, 2 minutes into this, let's talk about Jagun Jagun. This is a period piece. Would probably put it around the 1800s because they do have guns in this one. And it's kind of hard to describe what this movie's about. From what I gather, it's about this, I guess they're a tribe that trains warriors from different tribes. So it's kind of like a very militaristic tribe that takes, that other tribes will send their best men to train to be better warriors. That kind of seems like the premise of this story. Then you do have a kind of like a love story in this. I'll be honest, it took me probably about 30 to 60 minutes, well, maybe close to half the movie. I would say 30 minutes, 45 minutes, just to figure out who the main character was in this. It covers so many tribes in this area, and you get to learn a little bit about each tribe and their religious beliefs and their just a little bit more about their culture. But the big villain of this is the leader or the guy who trains these soldiers. You find out that he's basically using these soldiers from other tribes for his own purposes, and then to also kind of weaken the other tribes. Our main character falls in love with this leader's daughter, so you get that little romance, and it's kind of like a ballad, a little bit. One thing about this show is that it is very violent. First 5 or 10 minutes, you see this leader of this militaristic tribe for taking over another tribe kind of thing. No, never mind. You see somebody taking over another tribe, okay? Erase what I just said. And then right at the bat, you see some, they're just massacring women, children, men, and they get ready to kill a king, and the dude's hand gets cut off. So you do get as very bloody and as a very violent show. Something I wasn't really expecting, to be honest. I knew it was going to be like, my type of shows. I like those militaristic shows and political shows type of thing. But that kind of caught me off guard, but it did prepare me for what to expect for the rest of the show. I did find the plot a little hard to follow. It did take me, I would say, an idiot like me, I guess, it took me about maybe half the movie just to figure out what exactly is going on and what's happening in this show. It introduces you to so many characters that it is kind of hard to identify who's going to be the main characters, and you don't really get to focus on them until about the last hour before the movie, before you really realize that it's these two characters, this man and a woman, and they're the ones who are going to be our main focus on this movie. There is some like mysticism in this. They believe in like talent. Oh, I want to say, is it right? Talents? That's not talents, but talentsmanships. Like you write stuff on piece of papers, and to like curse or counter curse stuff. So you got a lot of shaman type stuff. I would just say that in the show, because you see some warriors that will kick some major booty, but then they die because the other guy has this mystical power type of thing. So some of the deaths kind of like you feel are kind of cheapened, because it's not so much about the talent, and it makes you wonder, why are you sending these people to learn to be better warriors if they can be defeated by some kind of parlor trick? Not parlor trick, sorry, some kind of curse type of thing. I did enjoy it. I love, like I said, I love how you do the different kingdoms. They got at least 4 or 5 different kingdoms to get to learn more about their society and stuff. I'm not pretty sure they're probably make-believe fantasy type kingdoms, but I could be wrong. I'm not really quite knowledgeable in African history, so I might be wrong in that. Apologize if I am. But I did like how each kingdom kind of has their own social status and their own culture and religious beliefs and stuff like that. I did enjoy that part of it. Plot was a little hard for me. The fighting scenes are well done. I liked them. There's a couple where there's like, the more people that are involved in the fighting scenes, the worse it is. But there's a lot of one-on-one hand combat, and this show really thrives and does a great job doing that. That part. And your villain is somebody you do want to hate there at the end, especially what he does to his daughter. I'm not going to get too much detail on that one. And he's really is kind of like this warmonger type of person, this tyrant type or main villain, somebody you would like to hate and enjoy hating, and you hope for his downfall of this. So you do get your main key villain. Your hero is somebody's, you can root for him. Took me a while to identify who the hero is, who's going to be, but he is a good guy, and somebody you can really get behind. So, Jagun Jagun, my final thought is on this one, we got 3 grades here: highly recommend, and recommend with caution. We're pretty positive. I'm just going to give this one a recommend with caution. If you ever see, if you're somebody who likes combat one-on-one, it kind of remind me of those type of shows like Mortal Kombat type of stuff, or some of those Van Damme movies, like Lionheart, where you get the one-on-one competition, stuff. You do get a few scenes like that with a pretty good backstory. If you enjoy those movies, you'll enjoy this one. Did this turn me off from watching future African movies and stuff, shows from Africa? No. I'm going to check out another one. There's one I've been wanting to check out. It's like I think it's like a show that each chapter takes place in a different part of Africa. I want to check that one out because it's kind of like historical stuff. I like historical pieces, by the way. And but yeah, so yeah, I'll recommend it with caution. Something you might want to check out. It's not great. It's not terrible. Well, it's not great. It's just recommend with caution. That's where I'm going to leave it at that. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hey, if you've seen Jagun Jagun before, leave some comments below. Interested to get your thoughts on it. Was the plot hard for you to follow like it was for me? Let me know. Have a great day, and until my next video, adios. Bye.